ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਡੰਡੌਤ ਬੰਦਨ ਅਨਕ ਬਾਰ ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਡੋਲਣ ਤੇ ਰੱਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ ਗਿਆਨ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਿਛ ਕਰਮ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ ਸਾਰ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇਰੀ ਸਭ ਤੇ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਜਿਨ ਕਲ ਰਾਖੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਕਹਾਂ ਬੁੱਧ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਛ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਭਰਨ ਸਕੈ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੋ ਤਿਹਾਰੀ हम ना सख्त कर सिफ्त तुम्हारी आप लिहो तुम कथा सुधारी हम ना सख्त कर सिफ्त तुम्हारी आप लिहो तुम कथा सुधारी संगत जी फतेह बुलाओ वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह सो सारे दे बड़े भाग हैं जो धन गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी महाराज के चरणों में कीर्तन कथा का आनंद मान रहे हो. So we're blessed to be sitting in Dhan Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Sangat in the Guru Khalsa Sangat. The whole point of coming into Sangat, sitting in the presence of Kamai Wale Singhs, is you don't know who you're going to be sitting next to you, where you might get affected by them. So बहुत शुक्र है थोड़ा धन्यवाद सारे जिन्होंने आए, whoever came to support. And after 10 years of doing Friday Night Sikhi, we didn't really advertise it as well as we should have probably, but फिर भी when संगत जो महाराज ने कृपा करनी अपने आप ही महाराज संगत भेज देंगे. So as I was saying earlier on stage, I was telling the story about how Friday Night Sikhi started. When me and Harjeet Singh were going to a program, Harjeet Singh said, why don't we just start it again after we were talking about Friday Night Sikhi? And then when we started at East Parkway Gurdwara, the reason why we wanted to start it again was because at that time, in Leicester especially, a few youngsters were kind of going away from Sikhi. We were hearing stories of grooming cases and all sort of stuff. And then we thought that, the vibes that we used to feel when we used to go Friday Night Sikhi, we want the youngsters to feel that same vibe. Now, Kuljit Singh Paji, when they used to do it, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਆ, so we couldn't match what they did. But whatever Seva Maharaj wants to take from us, they took from us. So Harjeet Singh couldn't make it today, unfortunately. ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ, but circumstances as such, he wasn't able to make it. But he did send me a message last night saying he wished he could have made it. The reason why I'm going to be doing Katha now, and then we're going to do Samadhi, is I just wanted the Sangat to feel that what the Sangat feels every week on a weekly basis upstairs in this Gurdwara Sahib. I explained well now, the way we do it is that we do a Moon Mantra first, and then someone brings a Sakhi for us to discuss. Odi discussion karke, odi vichar karke, what we learn from that Sakhi, and some of the Sakhiyan that some of the Sangat members are coming out with now, amazing. We've never heard of these Sakhiyan about certain individuals, Bibiyan, Surme Singhs, and Sakhiyan from other dharmas as well, because you can learn from other dharmas as well. After that, we go through Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Divan. Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, going through their Jivan, Sant Guru Vachan Singh Ji, Vade Mahapurkh, the Jathedar of Taksal, Sant Guru Vachan Singh Ji said that whoever listens to Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's Katha, their Jivan Katha, will get mukti. And Kavi Santokh Singh Ji, who have written this beautiful history of ours, say the same thing. Whoever gets the chance to listen to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's Katha, then they will be blessed with mukti. They'll come out of the cycle of life and death. So we consider ourselves very fortunate, and I'm sure quite a lot of the regular Sangat members that come, they feel the same way. Sade karm bahut change honge that we get a chance to. Otherwise, who would have thought that in Leicester, Friday, we could have been doing anything else on a Friday, but yet we come here every week just for 1 hour. And like I said before, 520 Fridays. And that's all about. So what we decided to do was, as Sangat, we did it yesterday. We did do the Friday night Sikhi yesterday, and we continued Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Divan. And then we thought, why don't we continue it here today to give a feel for what it's like when we do it in Friday night Sikhi. So currently we're going through Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Jivan, but when I say that, some of you might be thinking, Jivan, you might be just going through random Sakhiyan of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Jivan. But that's not how we do it. What we're doing is we're going through in detail, in so much detail that you probably never heard of it in this much detail. So one of the examples is when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Prakash happened, the room that where their Prakash happened had 8 dive lit in that room. Straight away you can start imagining that scene. That Tan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Prakash hoya, 8 dive jage hoye sige oh kamre de vich. Oh scene ban janda hai. That's what the whole point of listening to it in this way, Kavi Santokh Singh Ji's Nanak Prakash is. And then that connection starts building with Guru Sahib Ji. Right from when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj at younger age, going through school, going through to various different teachers, padai kiti, fir uh to baad jo majjah chariyan, Mehta Kalu Ji, their father, wanted him to do some work, wanted him to do some business. Oh, sari katha oh aayi which. But it's not just random sakya, it's in so much detail when it happens. So we wanted to give you a feel of how it is every Fridays, and then we'll go towards the Samafti. So this is a recap from yesterday. Kalu to asi recap kar diya, and then we'll continue on the journey of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. So Guru Sahib Ji are saying, this is a recap from yesterday, they're saying that Guru Sahib Ji da bhajan, that Guru Sahib Ji's bhajan, whatever Guru Sahib Ji say to you, whatever their hukamnama is, Bani jo keh rahi hai sanu, is the jag, and without that jag, you can't make that dahi. So in Punjabi, jag jada hunda is that little bit of yogurt that you put in boiling milk, and then that turns into yogurt. And Tani Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj are having a conversation with Bhagat Prahlad Ji. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj have just come down from the Samer Parvat, the mountain, jithe sare siddh se, Gorakhnath, all the various different siddhs that were on there, and they had a really deep conversation with all the siddhs. And that took many, many weeks. We covered that. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, after spending time with the siddhs, come down the mountain, and near that area, near the Samer Parvat, there's various different locations where there's various different saintly souls, various different Mahapurkhs who are doing bhakti, who are focusing on bhakti. So you've got Dattatreya Mahapurkh, you've got Bhagat Prahlad Ji, Karkson Mahapurkh, and Guru Sahib Ji are doing sangat with them and moving on. Guru Sahib Ji here, they meet Bhagat Prahlad Ji. Bhagat Prahlad Ji are sitting there doing Simran with their eyes closed. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj say Sat Kartar, and then Bhagat Prahlad Ji open their eyes. And after opening their eyes, then they have a conversation with Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. And then one of the things that Bhagat Prahlad Ji asked Guru Sahib Ji, there are various different questions they ask, but they use the example of yogurt and butter. So Guru Sahib Ji here is saying that in Sad Sangat, that milk is then churned after the jug is put in. And we talked about the importance of Sangat. Bhagat Farid Ji say how important Sangat is. If you don't come into Sangat, it's impossible, near enough impossible to progress in Sikhi. Je koi eda kahe ki main Sangat to bagair main progression kar sakda Sikhi vich, namumkin hai. It's really, really hard. You have to have the right Sangat around you in order to progress. Without Sangat, it's not possible. And that's the importance of Sad Sangat. Then Guru Sahib Ji say that the mind, the man is the matki that will hold that makhan, that butter that comes out of the yogurt. When you churn that, then tasting that makhan is living in Guru Sahib Ji's will. Guru Sahib Ji paani vich reh ke. And then the Sakhi that we covered yesterday was Dhan Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj sitting on the Tatti Tavi saying Tera kiya meetha lage. So meaning that living in your will is sweet to me. And we said that if you can get to that level where you say that anything, your will is sweet, no matter if it's dukh, no matter if it's sukh, then there's no such thing as dukh in your life. For everyone here, dukh will be different. Saaryan lai dukh vakra vakra hovega. For some people, a little bit of pain will be a lot. For some people, a lot of pain will be little. It depends on your spirituality. But Maharaj have blessed us in that, have given us that understanding in that way. So let's do Ostat of Guru Sahib Ji like we do every week, and we'll continue on the journey of what's going to happen next. ज्ञान त्यान किछ कर्म न जाना, सार न जाना तेरी, सब ते वड्डा सतगुरु नानक जिन कल राखी मेरी, सब ते वड्डा सतगुरु नानक जिन कल राखी मेरी. So Dana Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is saying that living in Guru Sahib Ji's will is how we taste that butter that has been churned by coming into the Sangat. And it gets churned by coming into the Sad Sangat. There's no other way. Living in this way, Guru Sahib Ji kende to Bhagat Prahlad Ji, they're having this conversation with them now. They're saying that living in this way, we become tripat, we become content, santokh. Then Prahlad Bhagat Ji listened to Guru Sahib Ji. After listening to Guru Sahib Ji, they folded both hands and they did namaskar to Dana Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Looking at the love Bhagat Prahlad Ji are showing to Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Sahib Ji also did namaskar back. Jana prem kiyo tin hi prapayo. Maharaj, that's all they want. Maharaj nu sirf prem hi chahida hai, aur kuch nahi chahida. When I say love, unconditional love. Aida na hove man vich ki main je paath ja simran ta hi karunga je mainu kuch miluga mud ke. Aida man vich hoga, then you vapar kar rahe ho tusi Maharaj ਨਾਲ ਫਿਰ. Then you become a business. That's business. Maharaj main ida paath karunga, ਫਿਰ mere utte kirpa tusi karoge, ja if I do this much I want this in return. But unconditional love is where you don't want anything in return, and you simply are just listening to what Guru Sahib Ji are telling you. Simran karo, Bani padho. But Guru Sahib Ji did namaskar back because he saw Bhagat Prahlad Ji's pyar dekhya. They both showed immense love to each other. And then Bhagat Prahlad Ji said ki aap ji have made a sargun swaroop of yourselves, and you've come into this world. Just like how my father became my enemy and wanted to kill me. So Bhagat Prahlad Ji is speaking here now. वो कहते मेरे पिताजी और मेरे दुश्मन बन गए थे, तब मैंने मारना चाहते थे. At that time, Vaheguru did my rakhya by coming in Sargun Swaroop. And in this way, whenever anything like this happens, Vaheguru always come and save their Bhagat. They destroy any sorrows and reveal Dharam to the world. And then after the Ustat, after praising Dana Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, Bhagat Prahlad Ji did matha take to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj in their charan. They're doing darshan of beautiful Dana Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Bhai Balaji, who are with Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj at that time, they say to Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj. So Bhai Balaji is Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's friend. So jere regular ithe on their Friday night Sikhi every week from 7 to 8. They'll know that time and time again we get reminded that this whole history that's being narrated is being narrated by Balaji in a place called Khadur Sahib, in front of Dana Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, our Duji Padshah. They're narrating all of this beautiful history of ours, and Bhai Pera Mukha Ji are writing the history down. That's why it's in so much detail, because Bhai Balaji have experienced it. Bhai Balaji kende Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj nu kende ki Maharaj agge suneo ki hoga, listen to what's going to happen next. I asked Bhagat Prahlad Ji to tell us their story. Bhagat Prahlad Ji, tusi sanu thode Divan, thode Katha tusi sanu dasso. And this, the importance of knowing the Jivan of Mahapurukhs. Why is that so important? Because whenever they meet a Mahapurukh, whenever Guru Sahib Ji meet a Mahapurukh, Bhai Balaji asked, Isanu thode Jivan bare dasso, tell us how you came onto this path, ki tusi eda kive ithe tusi aaye, sara sanu dasso. Why is it important that we listen to the Jivaniya of Mahapurukhs? It's important because that's where we get inspiration from. Because when you read about someone who's already made it to that point where you want to get to that point as well, you get inspiration and then you get guidance from them as well. And that's the whole point of reading Jivani of Mahapurukhs. So read their books, it's very important. If you want to progress in Sikhi, that is. If you don't want to progress in Sikhi, then you can carry on doing what you're doing. But if you want to progress, you have to read Jivani of Mahapurukhs, read their lives. Vaheguru did your rakhya. Bhai Balaji say to Bhagat Prahlad Ji ki Vaheguru did your rakhya, and everyone knows this. Rehra Sahib vich roj padde ha, har jog jog pad paya, pej rakhda aya Ram Raj, har naat dusthar marya, prahlad traya. And this is the same Bhagat Prahlad Ji that was about to get killed by their father Harnakas, but the Vaheguru came and saved them in the Swaroop of Narsingh. Vaiguru de jo rakhe, everyone knows this, but please tell us yourselves by Badaji Kende. Bhagat Prahlad then said, there was a time in this world where I was a Bhagat of Vishnu, and they were my soul's focus. I used to focus on Vishnu. My father's brother, so my Chachaji, in the land of Kashmir, he tried to take over this land by using tyranny. He lived a lot with Hankar, he had so much ego within him. Vishnu came down and had to battle him to break that Hankar, to get rid of him. And when he died, my father got really dukhi. My father Harnakas got a lot of krodh within him. Bahut krodh aaya udhe man vich. They got really angry. He got angry and he wanted to fight Vishnu to avenge his brother's death. His lips quivered in anger and he said to his servants that Vishnu killed my brother. With anger, he looked really scary. Bahut bhayanak lagda siga Harnakas. And then in gusse jaake, what he started doing, he started to kill. Brahmans nu maaran lag gaya, Rishi, Muniya nu sar nu maaran lag gaya. Whoever did Bhagati of Vishnu, jira bhi Bhagat si Vishnu da, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ. ਫਿਰ ਹਰਨਾਕਸ ਨੇ with his servants. His servants helped him kill everyone. He sent his servants far and wide, destroying everything in the land of Hindustan at that point then. And any village that had Vishnu's Bhagat living there, they would burn the village down. So Bhagat Prahlad, you are telling their story now, Dasare ne aapki kahani hun, to Guru Sahib ji, and Bhai Balaji, Bhai Mardana ji. And everyone got scared. Brahmans and Munis left their homes scared or darke paj gaye apne karan from their houses. And mandirs then came, whichever mandir they came across, they reduced it to rubble. They stopped everyone practicing the faith. My father and his servants lived amongst everyone wearing similar clothes to everyone. So they're wearing similar clothes to everyone, so you couldn't tell, so no one would know when the attack was coming. ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਇੰਨੀ ਡੀਟੇਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ. ਉਹੀ ਪਹਿਰਾਵਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅਟੈਕ ਕਰਨਾ, ਮੰਦਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਬ੍ਰਹਮਣ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਨਾ. So they're wearing the same type of clothes. When I was listening to Katha, I thought of one thing, Sangat ji, that we have people like this in today's day and age also. There's people like that in today's day and age that look like us but attack Sikhi. They pretend to be your friends but take you off the path. They pretend they care about you but instead they cause your destruction. By saying things like, you don't need to go to the Gurdwara. Gurdwara di lord nahi hegi jaan di. You don't need to do Simran. Simran di lord nahi hegi. You don't need to do read Bani. There's no such thing as Mahapurukhs. There's no such thing as Sants. Dil saaf hona chahiye hai is what the famous line is when we hear that. Dil saaf hona chahiye hai. But all these things break your sharda. People like that break your sharda. They break your faith and they're taking you away from Dharma. Ek kaljug di nishaniyan hai. Bhagat Prahlad continued describing that horrendous time, and he goes, my father one day he went away to do tap, to focus more, to get more powers, to use in the wrong way. His hair turned into dreadlocks. When he did so much tap, so much penance, he acquired many different powers. At that time the sea levels were rising, the stars in the skies were breaking and falling onto the earth. There were so many tsunamis at that point. It was so bad that even the Devte got scared of my father Harnakas. Devte sige. All the Devte went to Brahma to do a benti. So one of the other Devte Brahma, they did a benti to Brahma. They said, hey Brahmaji, how are you watching this all happen? Harnakas is doing even more tapa. He's getting more powerful and everyone is scared of him. We haven't got any Hansla left amongst us. We haven't got no Hansla. We haven't got no strength. Brahmaji, destroy him. Do his destruction. He will come into this realm, Brahmpuri, and he'll destroy this place also. Everything as we know will get destroyed. Please do something. You do Rakhya of all the Mahapurukhs. Brahma heard the plea of all the Devte. Then what did Brahma say back to the Devte? We're going to have to wait until next time when we carry this on. And this is what we do every week. We go through it in this much detail. Where you want to come back. अगले हफ्ते फिर जी करता है कि मुड़ के जाके ऐसी सुनिए what's going to happen next. We also stream it live on Microsoft Teams as well, so if you can't make it for any reason, then you can listen to it on this as well. Satsang ji, we've only gone into the first udasi, जो पहली उदासी हमारे दी शुरू हुई है सिर्फ. ये तक कई साल लग जाने हैं. Maybe it's going to be the next 10 years again after. where we celebrate 20 years of Friday Night Sikhi. Maharaj Kirpa Karan Sade te, that we get a chance to do that. But it's going to take a very, very long time to actually go through all of it. We're going to have to wait until next time to see what Brahma says back to the Devte, but which will be in January now. We will continue this then. From next week, agle hafte to, what we're going to do is we're going to start the Battle of Chamkaur series, of which will last the whole of December. Sara December meena jehda hai, wo Chamkaur di jang utte katha hovegi. Isi tarah par ithe darbar sahib Maharaj di sangat vich hovegi, where we're going to go through the Battle of Chamkaur in a lot of detail, where you probably haven't heard of it in that much detail ever before, where the Battle of Chamkaur, when it happens, which Singh comes out, what time, what point, which Singhs go with each other, what kind of strategies they use. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj sitting on top of is amazing katha, amazing katha. So we do please do a benti for everyone to come and listen. Aage jood sunyo Chamkaur di jang sunna liya. If you've watched the movie, and you think that was a good scene, that's nothing compared to actual katha. Suraj Prakash to katha sunona Chamkaur di jang, your hair stand on end. You get emotional, you get josh, you get biras, you get totally different emotions when you actually there in the scene. Jado Chamkaur di jang vich utte hege and you can see everything happening in front of you. Sangat, if I made any mistakes, please forgive me. I'm just learning like everyone else is. And thank you to the Prabandhaks for letting us organize this program. Thank you so much to Tana Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj for getting us here. Maharaj da kotan shukrana hai, Maharaj ne sade utte kirpa ਕੀਤੀ hai. And for me personally, Sad Sangat Ji, I thank Guru Sahib Ji so much for blessing me with Sangat like yourselves that come every week. Sangat Ji is always giving so much support and love. That's why we're carrying it on every week. And I've been wanting to say this for a while to the regular Sangat that does come every week. Thank you so much for making me fall in love with Sikhi all over again. That's the power of Sangat. Especially in the last couple of years, it's the Sangat that's done that. That's made me fall in love with Sikhi again. I didn't think that was possible. Because all of us probably have experienced that when you take Amrit, you come into this path, for a while you're going to be on a high, you'll do Simran, you'll do Path. So if that Sangat falls, then you start falling as well. And then you get involved in family life, you get so busy, and then you forget what really matters. And for that reason, I thank the Sangat so much that Thodi Kirpa de Naal, that I fell in love with Sikhi again. You lot might think that Thodi Utte Kirpa ho rahi hai, but it's the Kirpa that's happening on me is on another level. So Sangat to Bagair is everything, nothing is impossible. Kuch ho nahi sakta Sangat to Bagair. So bahut dhanyawad thoda. I can't thank you enough that we did this. So let's do a Nand Sahib and we'll do Samafti of the Divan. Bahut shukr hai sareyan da jinne bhi aaye ne. We'll do Samafti now for this. So we'll do a Nand Sahib and we'll do Samafti.